Hi, welcome to my channel, Granny Annie Creates. My name's Anya, and today we're going to make this beautiful circle into a square, granny square, ready for our crochet along confidence cardi. So we're going to make our circle to square, and we're going to start with this vibrant orange in the middle. And this is part of the crochet along confidence cardi. So we're going to slip knot the yarn to our hook like so, and we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, let's bring the yarn over the hook and down through 3. Then we're going to slip stitch to the chain furthest from the hook, so we're going to pop our hook into that one that's the furthest one, start of the chain, and then we're going to bring the yarn up, over and down through, and that's a slip stitch, and it forms a lovely little ring for us to work into for our circle. Then we're going to give us the height of the stitch, which is a turning chain of 2, a 1, 2, and then we're going to work 11 double crochets all into the middle of the circle. And the double crochet is the wrap around first and into the work, wrap around and back out, so you've got 3 on your hook, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2, and you'll know that you've finished your stitch because you've just got one piece of yarn left on your hook. So that's 1 double. Here's the next one, wrap around and in, wrap around and out, wrap around and work 2, wrap around and work 2. That's our second double crochet, and we're going to do 11 of those into the ring. That's number 3 done. So I'll meet you when you've done 11 all into that ring. So once you've got 11 double crochets all into that ring, you're just going to slip stitch it to that starting chain to end the round. So pop your hook in, bring the yarn down through both of the bits, and there we have a gorgeous circle. So we're just going to need to cut our yarn, so that's the centre of our circle done. Bring the yarn down through the stitch, give it a little tug, and it will stay secure enough until we sew our ends in. So now we're going to tie on the next colour, which I think, which one do you reckon? Blue? Mauve? I think I'll go for the darker colour. So you can pick any colour that you fancy. And then to start the next row, we're going to pop a hook into the circle, bring the yarn back with us, and tie the yarn on. I always like to do a double knot, keep it secure. So I've literally just tied my yarn onto one of the stitches. Now I'm going to pop my hook in there where I tied it on and bring the yarn back with me into play. And we're ready to crochet. So we're going to give ourselves the height of the stitch, which is turning chain of 1, because we're going to do single crochets this time. So into the same stitch again, we're going to put 1 single crochet. And then all the way round, we're going to do 2 crochets into each stitch, because it's a circle. It needs to expand on each round, and this first round needs 2 single crochets into each stitch. And the single crochet is in, bring the yarn back out, round and off. And we're putting 2 of those into each stitch as we're going around, all the way around. And just pop in 2 single crochets into each stitch. And such a lovely hobby to have, crochet. It's just so relaxing once you get into the flow of it. So if you're struggling to start, just keep going. You will get to the point where it just flows and you get into that state of flow and relaxation. It's great. So we're just putting 2 single crochets into each stitch all the way around. So I've got one more stitch there to be filled with 2 single crochets. And then we're going to slip stitch to the start to end the round. Pop your hook in, bring the yarn down through that and the previous stitch, and then we've got our second round. So we just cut off, pull that end down through, give it a little tug, and we're ready for our third colour. And for this one we're going to go back to the double crochet stitch. So again, tie on in any place of the circle, just tie it on, 1, 2, nice and secure, and then pop your hook right in where you've just tied on, and we're going to give ourselves a turning chain of 2, 1, 2, because the 2 chains give us the height of the double crochet, which is the wrap around and in stitch, and we're going to go into the base of that turning chain with a double crochet. Then on our next one, our next stitch, we're just going to put 1 double crochet, so we don't need to expand as much on this round of the circle. We need to increase into every other stitch. So this next stitch is just a singular double. So going in and work it off in 2 lots of 2. And then in the next stitch we're going to do 2 doubles, so we're going to increase on this stitch. So we're going to do 1 double, 2 doubles, and then in the next one just 1 double, and in the next stitch 2 doubles. And you just continue like that all the way around, doing 1 double and then 2 doubles, and then 1 double, 2 doubles, 1 double, 2 doubles, until you get to the end over here, and I'll meet you there. If you lose count on which one you're on, whether you're on a 1 or a 2, you can look at the base here. You can see that that's just got 1 stitch into that stitch, and that one's got 2, and 1, 2. So the next one on mine needs 2. So yeah, if you get lost along the way, just have a look right down at the base of your stitch, and you can see clearly which one's got 1 and which one's got more than 1. And then you'll know what your next one needs to have and might need 2. So when you come all the way around doing your 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, when you get to the end, I'm going to pop our hook into the beginning of the round, bring the yarn down through that and the stitch, and that closes off the round. Then we're just going to cut the yarn, pull the yarn down through the stitch that's on the hook, give it a tug, and that's our third round completed. So now we're going to use the colour that's going to make the circle into the square. We're going to do 1 more circular bit, and then we're going to turn it into a square. So again, tie the yarn on, with a double knot if you fancy. Keeps it nice and secure. Doesn't make it too bulky that it gets in the way. Pop your hook in. Bring the yarn to the front of the work and we're good to go. And we'll do doubles again. So a chain of 2 and a double down into the base. Now the gap between the increases by 1 space each time. So this time we've increased at the base here. So we're going to do 2 singular double crochets and then we're going to do 2 into 1 stitch on the 3rd stitch there. So we're going to do 1 double crochet on its own into the next stitch, another double crochet on its own, and then on the 3rd stitch we're going to increase. So we're going to put 2 double crochets all into that 1 stitch, and then we're going to do another 2 normal singular double crochets, so we're not increasing. So 1 on its own and another one on its own, and then we're going to increase in on that next one. So we'll put 2 double crochets all into the 1 stitch. So you just need to go all the way around, go in double crochet, 2 double crochet, double crochet, double crochet, 2 double crochet. And remember, if you're not sure which stitch has got the extra stitches in, have a look at the base and you'll be able to see which ones are thicker and got more, and then just count between them. So you'll need 2 normal ones to every then increase, so you're increasing on the 3rd, and I'll meet you at the end. When you've gone all the way around with your increases in every other, I'm going to slip stitch it to the beginning to end the round. We're not going to cut off this time because we're now going to turn this circle into a square. So we're going to give ourselves a chain of 1, and then we're going to do a single crochet into the base there, and then we're going to single crochet along the outside of our square, and then we're going to make a corner. So we're just going to do a half double, a double, a treble, a chain of 3, a treble, a double, half double, and a single back down, and that creates our corner like so. So we're going to single crochet down to here, and then we're going to create another corner. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 single crochets to be had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're in with the half double, the double, the treble, chain 3, treble, double, half double, and single all the way down, and there we have our second corner. So we're going to go 6 along here and do another corner, 6 singles here and do another corner. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, half double, double, treble, chain 3, treble, double, half double, and back to our singles. If you're at the point where you think, oh, I can't remember what stitch is what, when I first learned to crochet, I just made different blankets and I just did one stitch at a time, and I thought to myself, right, this is the single crochet, and I made a little lap blanket, and then I did like a nice long starting chain and I just did doubles, thinking to myself, right, this is the double stitch. And I did the same with the treble. I just made a blanket all with trebles. And then once you've done that, it gets into your head what the stitch is. And then when you come to designs like this, where you've got to switch from a single to a half double to a double to a treble, it just starts making sense. So if you're at the beginner stage and you're like, oh, I can't remember what stitch is what, just make yourself a little lap blanket or a little placemat or something that does lots of stitches, just using one stitch, and just keep thinking to yourself, like, this is the double. As you're doing the stitch, just keep thinking, like, this is the double, and you'll soon get it, and it will make it easier following patterns as well. So we've created that corner, and now we're going to do 6 singles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the other way of remembering the stitch names is the single we've just done. So the half double, you wrap around once and go in, and then wrap around and work them all off. The double, you're going to wrap around once, go in, wrap around, come back out, and then wrap around and work them off in 2 lots of 2. So that's the double. And the treble, you're going to wrap around twice before you go in and wrap around and come back out, and then you're going to wrap around and work it off in 3 lots of 2. So that's the treble. So 1, wrap around, 2, wrap around, 3, and it's a lovely tall stitch. Then we're going to do chain of 3 to create our corner, and another treble down into the baseline. 1, 2, 3, working off, and then we're on to a double and the half double. Brings us back down to where we started with a single. So we're just going to slip stitch that and that together, and there is our gorgeous circle into a square. So all that's left to do is to chop off the yarn, break the working yarn down through the stitch and pull it off. And there we have our gorgeous square. I hope you've enjoyed crocheting along with me today, making this gorgeous circle into a square, ready for our confidence cardi. If you have liked my video, if you could hit the like button, that would be brilliant, and subscribe. That lets you know when the next video's up, and also lets YouTube know that this is a great channel and lots of people need to come and watch it. Leave us a comment. I always like reading all your comments, and I try and reply to them all. And yeah, check out the other squares in the Crochet-Along. There's a video playlist on my YouTube channel. So yeah, pop along and have a look. And until next time, have a wonderful time.